Lord, oh no. We might have to work and stuff. There's people coming and going like, what the fuck they're doing at leaving already? It's not that early for us. How close do you have to get to me? Jesus. And there's all this extra space under you. Guess we know where the attention is. Fuck off. Yeah, we want you in there too. We don't want. They want to see you. No one cares about seeing me. They want to see you. What up, Shannon? Hey, Shannon, did you see that?
He wasn't going to convince me to do pasties.
I will eventually, because she'll be smart to see sex sells. But until then, nope. Did you see, Shannon? Did you talk to the one guy that I sent that lead on? Tap 3 times if that's yes. Not you. The dogs will hear you, retard. Woo! That'll hear me. Okay, good. I don't know if that's worth anything or not, but I put it out there. I tried. By the way, hey, we're on YouTube also. Hi, YouTube. Hey, YouTube world. Don't worry, next time she'll have pasties on, so she'll show her tits.
YouTube.
There we go. Because we don't have to be able to read that or anything else. No, Lord. Did you tell them you're going to be local? That'd be my thing. Oh, we got water, we got condoms, we got fucking.
You have condoms?
Nope, got condoms. See, but every tune in for a chance to make. If you're gonna get to see your, like videos of her fucking like soon. Those will be going on like real soon. I mean, she'll be more than just looking like she's on a hobby horse at the grocery store. But we'll put more quarters in the machine. Well, you had that like little kids like, yeah, wee. Do you have that set up? It's our first day doing this and all. For those of you that don't normally tune in on YouTube, we'll watch this later. See, welcome to the behind the scenes shenanigans, shillelaghs.
It's not really behind the scenes if you haven't gone on YouTube already.
It is a little bit so they can see too. They can see what we talk about, how we're talking with our Facebook people on our secret page. Kasbh, shh, don't tell the others. I'm touching with your hands. Good. Hung in space. Yeah,
Maybe
lots
you
of quarters.
should take up so much space.
True. Well, you got the con tonight, babe, so you just go get him, Tiger. Really? Nothing? I think you can handle it. You don't really need me. You got this. Okay. Do we want to start early? I mean...
Sure, why not? I don't think anybody really cares.
No, I probably don't. Mom, she's touching me. Lower. Yeah, so yeah, we can go ahead and start now because, if you want, I don't care.
It's up to you.
Yeah, fuck, yeah, fuck, yep, fuck.
Didn't go right down to do. Oh, see, it's not doing anything. Hold, please, it's not responding. How about I stop that and restart it?
Okay.
And I totally lean back, and I won't do that again.
What? Oh. Huh. I forgot where we go. All right.
You ready this time?
I sure am, pumpkin. Hey, you crazy motherfuckers. Welcome back to another edition of Krazy Truth about swinging. I'm the host with the host. I'm Cole. I'm here with the lovely, and not in pasties because she's a chicken shit, Miss Amanda.
Hey.
We're here to titillate, and I was hoping you see almost nibbles because sex sells, but that's okay. Maybe next week. I think we do. I think the modesty is cute, especially with what we're gonna go do at Exotica. The modesty is so cute.
That makes me the innocent girl next door, right?
Until you have 7 cocks in you.
Well, okay, but so you don't have to dress like a slut to get cock.
No, you don't. But if you will dress like a slut, so we get listeners and viewers, that's a different ball game. That's keeping my pimp pants strong. I'm kidding.
If you listen on a podcast platform, you won't see me.
But if you tune into our YouTube channel and subscribe, you will. And that's what we want, because then we'll go viral.
Hold on, pause. Pasties at KSM? No, I'm naked.
We could actually.
Hey, you saw that last
We
year.
could write your name in pasties or something like put like something cute on your butt cheeks and all get burnt with the pasties. So I don't know. I just made that up. Anyways, for those of you following at home, because we're going to skip right past all the stupid shenanigans and go right into the show. This is season 6, episode 264. Had not changed the board, but I do remember. We're going to give a huge shout out to our sponsors. We got a couple we're going to do now, a couple we're going to do midway through the show. First and foremost, hey, you know what? If you want a top quality sex toy, and I know you do, then go with the best. Forget the rest. Go with MotorBunny.com. Don't forget you can get an original Motor Bunny, or you can get the brand new Buck, which is really, really cool. We don't get to break ours out yet to try it, but we've got one sitting there that you need to give that a try. You need to give it a ride, pumpkin. So check that out, MotorBunny.com.
Well, damn.
Let them know that Kasbh sent you. Also, hey, you know what time of year it is?
Summer.
It's summertime, and what do you do during the summertime? You barbecue. That's right. Make your meat taste better than it ever has before by visiting our good friends at SmokingMeatsBBQTreats.com. They have the meat rubs that'll make you You can check out their hickory dust, lemon pepper, SBG, orange mango, habanero, or pineapple paradise. That's Swinger owned company. Sport Swinger, Sport Local. They ship nationwide. SmokingMeatsBBQTreats.com. And finally, don't forget, you know what? We all like to have sex. We sure do. How do we like to do it? Sloppy and hard. That's the best way to do it. But not necessarily. But ideally, if it's done right, whether you like it soft, hard, or in somewhere in between, hopefully there's a wet spot. Now you don't have to sleep in the wet spot because you can visit our good friends at NoMoreWetSpots.com today and get your blanket that was designed to be machine washable, machine dryable, that was designed for bodily fluids and sexual intercourse. No crinkly sounds. And make sure we go to NoMoreWetSpots.com. Make sure you put in full swap in the promo code and get your 10% discount today. So you got lots more we're going to talk about midway through the show. So, hey, look at this. We got people coming on all over the place. All over. Yep. Oh, wow. We've got people that are actually live when we're live. Wow, that's awesome. New people listen. See, I put pasties out there, and they come out of the woodwork. The crowd comes crawling. So we had a great weekend this weekend. We had a lot of fun. We started on Thursday night, but we do not have the new puppy in the studio with us because he's a puppy. And we love him. Oh, my God. So, but we did take him over to our friend's house, and that has his brother, and they played.
While we celebrated.
While we celebrated his birthday. Exactly. We had shots, and the dogs wrestled with each other. And luckily, the first thing they did was poop on the floor. That was awesome. Sorry about that. But he did enjoy it. But it has been fun with the puppy. So we started on Thursday night. We had some cocktails, some shots with our friends for his birthday, which then he had his meet and greet on Saturday, which he left early. Yep, he's listening. I'm giving him crap. He left early, 11:30 in fact.
Toasty.
And he's a youngin'. So, anyways, but I know we had a great time over there and on Saturday and had some shots and had some drinks and had some fun. And there's some things that people did that made the podcast because we have now found somebody that I'm gonna get to a visit. They have featherless neck chickens or something. There's some type of chicken that they have no feathers. They look like they got a dick and balls, and that's their head. And we're allowed to come over and pet said chickens. They're domesticated, and so we can stroke their chicken.
You can stroke their chicken.
I am fucking giddy as fuck. I gotta tell you something. I'm really proud. Well, she's got videos. I'm really proud of myself because I did something that I don't normally do. Because I'm kind of okay. If you know me, you know I'm a horrible flirt. You know I'm total chicken when it comes to that. Right? Completely. I'm never gonna go out of my comfort zone, especially sober, especially live in front of somebody, especially if I'm really interested. I actually, because this girl was involved in a bit of a melee that you were involved in the week before, and I actually said, "Hey, I have to tell you this. You just have a beautiful pussy." and that's how the conversation started. And I'm really glad it did. And so at some point in time in the near future, the plan is to be petting her chickens. So, and here's what's funny. That's not even a metaphor for anything. But we did talk about, we're going to do we're going to go over at her house, at their house, who's a super cool couple. and we're going to do the Clone of Willie. We're going to do Kasbh.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing Clone of Willie.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to, but we're going to put Kasbh down the side of mine. We're going to figure out how to get me hard to get a clone for that. All I know is there's going to be plans for Paris, alphabet letters from the 70s, chickens, and hopefully other fun stuff, all tied up into one big evening. What could possibly go wrong? We're very excited. Just saying. So
But Friday night we went out too.
yeah, I was gonna say Friday night we went out to Moonshiners. A great crowd again. It's awesome. The crowd keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And it's so much fun, and it's so cool. We had some other new people that hadn't been out for a while over there. What is so awesome is it's growing and growing and growing and growing, and it's fun. And it's laid back, and it just kicks ass. So, yeah, no, we're not gonna plaster a Paris on the chickens. It'll be all on my penis. But
no, it'll be in the mold.
Well, yeah, with my penis.
Well, I don't know if that's what they do.
You got to be hard first, and then you put it on, right?
You put it in the putty.
You put it in the putty. But we're gonna take the letters, Kasbh, the 7 letters, so that it'll be ribbed for her pleasure. Look, her and I have this all figured out. As is most of the time what happens when we meet up with couples. I'm going to back up a second.
Wow.
We had a blast Friday night. Saturday night to me was a huge throwback night for us.
Yes.
Because number one, the birthday boy and his wife and girlfriend did a great job there. It was an awesome meet and greet, which meant we had absolutely zero responsibilities other than be participants.
Right.
Which for us is a ton of fun. It was this old school, okay, we like to sport fuck.
Right.
Right? It was this old school, now we had already met this couple before, but a
couple times.
We never got a chance to really sit down and talk with them and get to know them. And that's what we used to do all the time. Before Kasbh, before all this stuff, that was, and we would laugh on the way home. In normal situations, that would have been like, hey, do you want to go hit a hotel?
Yeah.
I mean, but we were there probably 3 or 4 hours. Just sitting and talking with them and laughing and having fun. And it was so like it used to be. And I know for a lot of people that sounds stupid or lame, but for us, that's like a huge treat. Like it was, most of the people were out on the smoking deck.
Because it got hot.
It got hot, and it was awesome. It felt like 12 years ago. So it's very cool. But thank you to them putting on the event because that obviously meant so we didn't have to do anything, and that was awesome. So awesome. So that's what went on this weekend. So it was a damn fine weekend all the way through.
Agreed.
Damn fine weekend. Okay, so now we have a choice here. We can either get to the topic now. It's where we're at. We're just 10 minutes in. We can start the topic now, or we can talk about. Well, should we do the topic first?
Well, I don't even know what the topic is.
Hey, you never do. I don't tell you ahead of time because why? Why?
I forget.
Exactly. There we go. Well, it's not your fault. The puppy, we were doing so good all day today. We had no accidents during the day until people started to come home. And apparently, I thought I'd cleaned everything up when the puppy had made an accident. But I missed one turd that she found when she all of a sudden yelped as she stepped on said turd to get socks on. So it kind of threw conversation about what we were going to talk about out the window. He did really good today. I mean, other than that. So we'll do better. Anyways, so we'll start with the topic and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
Okay, so this has come up a ton recently, both talking to people live and in person,
okay,
and online, and getting some feedback from people as well. Okay, so because one of the big things I'm hearing a lot again, is people talking about, hey, it's so awesome, you guys will tackle the non-sexy topics, because it's not just about fucking people or just not sex. There's more to it than that, right? So the topic that has come up multiple times, and I think this is another thing of coming out of COVID, getting back out alive, is cases of the feels.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the question that I got asked was, well, they asked the question directly was how you could have been hooking up with somebody for as long as you have, a friend to benefit, and you didn't have case in the feels with pedals, right? But then in turn, they expanded upon that, which was, are you concerned? How do you guys deal with that? Were you concerned about there becoming feelings? How do you deal with that? Feelings in general, basically feelings scare people. In general. So, well, we kind of talk about it because this is a real thing. This is first with Cody, so the first is your swing time show Saturday, which is awesome because each shot you don't get out of cares. So that's awesome. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate that very much. Okay, so I don't want to have a feeling of you of power because that's totally different ball game. That relationship is as purely sexually driven as anything I've seen in my adult life. Even before, I'm not saying anyone dating, even before we were together, I mean, there were girls that I would go with a couple times that was just about sex and total, booty calls. This is like the ultimate longest term booty call scenario. I mean, there's no feeling in the booty call. So that's a totally different thing. But I want to talk about feelings in general because, well, first of all, do you, as a woman, take out of our relationship or think back when we first started, was feelings of fear for you? And I'm going to ask me what do you think about your answer? When we first started, we were naive. A lot of the one thing we believed was that if people, we didn't understand poly at all. Our thought was if you were in a poly and then your actual marriage relationship was missing something. We have since said, well, I mean, we didn't understand the concept. Right. And we have since obviously grown past it. So now with that as background, were you ever concerned about actual just feels in general? No. You're the only woman. I seriously love asking these questions because God knows fear. I sometimes think that more and more with you when it comes to this shit. No. No. Are you sure? Yes. Yes. The first reason she was trying to work her way in. Right. Was I afraid that you were going to get feelings? No, but I didn't trust her as to not try to snag you or try to get you to think of something. Right. There's that. But I knew I could. Okay, so, but not specific, just generally. You were never worried about getting feelings. You said when we started, it's just sex, man. It's just an action. It's not. It's a verb. It's always called sex. That's all it is. It's just sex. Okay. And here's what's funny. I said that. I believe that. I truly believe that. Until the first time we met. And then the first time we met, it was like, then all of a sudden, this dude, obviously, I've always got higher after the beginning. I say it, this is more like I'm going to take care of the dude in stereotypical roles because, like, you've never been one to get feelings and all that kind of shit. You're like, you just can just shut it off. You can just go straight to that. Slut. It's awesome. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just doing something with somebody else. If it's fun, you go for more. But there's over time it probably could develop. It takes me to say my name twice and pretty much there. Kinda. Serious, just twice? We fucked a couple of different couples more than twice. So as couples. To me, it's a totally different ball game playing as couples and playing as singles. Really? Yes. Okay. Very much so.
Because you don't focus one-on-one.
Maybe I'm hyper tuned to that concept, so it's in my brain of being aware so that it's not gonna sneak up on me like feelings. I'm not gonna let it sneak up on me. So I'm hyper aware of it,
Okay.
right? Plus, you and I text ahead of time, completely different. And so, okay, so I'll give the example of the one
What are you
guy.
referring to?
One guy where we made an agreement that we would not tell each other what we liked or didn't like.
Okay.
Like, usually like, what's your favorite position? What's this? What's that? We made the agreement that we were not going to talk about that at all. So that it would literally be, we were going to explore and find it when we hooked up.
Okay.
So the whole time we're just flirting and talking, and it's sexually charged, but with a degree of mystery, right? The whole 9 yards. And God's honest truth, when she pulled up to the parking lot, how my jeans weren't ripped into, I have no fucking idea. And came out, gave each other a hug, gave each other a peck, and she instantly flushed. She's like, "We need to get inside." I'm like, "Yep." And that door of that hotel had not even closed. It was like, and shit's flying off, and because it had built up, there'd been so much buildup to it. That you don't flirt that way. You don't do that ahead of time.
No.
So there's an emotional like.
My texts aren't sexting because I suck at that. I do. My flirting is I'll send you a picture. That's my flirting. I don't.
Is this a sign thing?
Doesn't talk about your favorite position. What would you like? What do you want to do? What's your ideal situation? None of that.
If I did that, it would be less sexually charged. I don't even do. That's the problem. Okay, you always thinking right for Hallmark. Like, yeah, no. When I start talking, it's like I don't. Yeah, I don't even know. It just.
Sometimes.
Is it a Leo thing?
Okay.
Is it a Leo versus Gemini thing?
It could be, but here, let me give you my.
Okay, wait a minute. Michael was Amanda. She shows up. You cast, yeah.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I've known to crawl on a lap or two. Sometimes how I feel sexting is sexting is just telling a story, and each person gets to. You take turns of who's going to fill in the book.
Oh God, no! We need.
That's what it is to me.
We need to offer a glass because
so it's just like I don't think of oh, I can't wait to get you in there. I'm gonna strip your clothes off. I'm gonna suck your dick. I'm just gonna keep.
No.
I can't do that shit.
No.
I wasn't.
No. See, that's the problem. Most people do sex. That's the problem. No,
there was like, one time when that girlfriend you had, she was talking to me and she goes, "Well, this is how I respond." I'm like, "How the fuck did you come up with that?" I'm like, "I can't come up with that."
But see, I think this is why I'm so hyper aware of the relationship, because I can build it in my own, because it's real. It's coming from here. It's coming from the heart.
And
I'm sitting there, I can't wait. So until like second, it'll be like, when I come behind you and stick the nibble on your neck and softly breathe into your ear, smell your perfume.
You don't do that to me, asshole.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where it's like, it's not like I'm gonna get to them and fucking ram you, but it doesn't start anywhere close to that.
Wow.
But that's wait a minute. That's totally different. My thing is that because of how I flirt, because of how I flirt, I am super aware of the possibility of feelings, and so I'm hyper in tune with it, because I know me, and I know that a chicken girl, that's what we're gonna call her. We're gonna go with chicken girl, okay, and not in a bad way. Her and I connected. Think of this. Most time when we're with couples,
y'all's personalities are alike.
right? And what the thing is, when that happens, like, then I'm, and they are too. We're writing the same thing, and we can fucking it insta fucking fireworks type thing, and could easily. How many times did it take before you and I were together? Seriously, how much time did it take before you and I, not before you and I admitted it to each other? How long did it take before you and I both knew how many hours, days, weeks that we both knew we were meant for each other? Don't answer that. Here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do right now, oh my fucking God. What we're going to do right now, okay, for those of you watching and see this, you turn that way. I'm going to turn the other way. Hold up in your hands how many, whatever you think it was be, how long, then we're going to turn the face camera.
Wait, what?
How, whether it be days, hours, weeks, months, whatever, how long you think it took before you knew, you felt like we were together, we were ready for each other. You ready?
Are we giving it in days or hours?
That's up to you. On the count, we're going to turn on the face camera and tell. 1, 2, 3. Within 5 hours of meeting you, I was hooked. How long for you?
I was on 3.
So knowing that about us, right? Knowing that about us, part of that is because we were meant to be, blah 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 blah. But part of that is that's my personality. So I'm hyper aware of the ease at which I get butterflied, or the ease at which I get enamored, or I get whatever. You want to jump it now? Now I don't even know where this is going at this point in time.
I don't know. So, okay, talking about feelings.
So, but because of that, so playing as when we played as a couple, I wasn't concerned about it because no, it wasn't the one-on-one. You didn't have the one-on-one connection, right? You didn't, because that's a different, for me, that's a different connection than when we play as a couple. I don't know. Is it for you? Is it the same type of connection whether we're playing as a couple or individually?
Same.
I swear to God, you should have a bigger dick than I do.
I can put on more testosterone and watch my clip.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Do you feel like you? This is a completely honest question, and this is not in the feels now. This is just because I'm just curious. Do you feel like you can relate to most women in the lifestyle? Wow, that's an awkward sound.
Well, I don't know how every woman thinks. I think as far
nobody does. Just kidding. Don't send the hate mail. Just kidding.
There's I think when it comes to feelings and no feelings, I think it's 50-50.
50, what do you mean? 50-50? Half the girls feel like you do, half the girls don't?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're fucking high as a kite. I think you're high.
I don't think so.
You're not one that feels like you connect better with guys than you do with girls.
Huh?
In the lifestyle, do you feel like you connect better with guys than girls?
What do you mean? Mentally? Physically?
Well,
attraction?
Mentally, do you feel like you connect better with men or women in the lifestyle? Do women seem catty and annoying to you, or do you feel like you fit in?
About 50.
The reason I ask is because as we're having a discussion about feelings, it is unique because as I'm sitting there listening to you, you sound more like a dude. Or stereotypical version of a guy with what most people think that every guy, guy says feelings that can just be like, just a dick, type thing.
There are some girls that think that.
Well, Brian, I'm not saying you're not wrong in any way, shape, or form. I'm just trying to get.
I didn't come across as like a bitch.
No, not in the least. No, I'm just trying to so that people understand your perspective, because so maybe it's again the personality. I'm going to click with people that might like me and personality wise, and so they're going to have feeling. They're going to think about feelings more the same way I do.
That could be.
So you're never concerned about like me getting engaged in the feels. I know you're not concerned about me leaving you, but about here's the thing: feelings. Part of the problem is people make the mistake of believing, in my opinion, make the mistake of believing that if you get feelings for or fall in love or whatever, that that means it's going to ruin your marriage or ruin your relationship.
As long as your feelings are stronger for me than another person.
Do you okay? So do you believe that you can have that you can love multiple people but love them differently? That
Yes.
there's different type of love.
Very much so.
Okay, and I think that's a huge part of it.
We've talked about that before.
My thing with the part of the reason why I want to talk about this is I think there's I don't think it's good to take when people the human experience is you're going to have feelings, right? You're going to have feelings. You're going to whether they
There's
feelings,
some feelings on some level or another.
you and Petals have a relationship. It's not what's it's own
8
special.
months in, there was some form of feelings. I wouldn't call it love. I wouldn't call it distaste. There was some form of a feeling, but our personalities don't mesh.
Right.
So hopefully he doesn't listen to this.
No.
Because what it has gone the opposite direction a little bit, but he's a good fuck. So it's only
The connection is completely physical.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, and Shannon put, it takes a very consistent communication between all involved. Absolutely. The thing, even though it's not a traditional relationship or what some people would, what we think of a relationship, you still have a relationship. When you have an interaction with another human, you have a form of a relationship. You and Petals have a relationship that's 100% a physical relationship. End of story. There are people that you can have a 100% mental or emotional relationship with that have no desire physical, but and that's okay. But I think what happens is when people talk about feelings, they automatically jump to the part where it means you can only love one, so you are replacing. So if you and I were just we weren't married, right? We're each married somewhere else, and we fell in love. It's like most people go, oh, well, that means you're trading your spouses for each other. That's not necessarily the case. And that's part of the why talking about feelings is so important. Because if you try to hide it or bury it, nothing good ever happens. Because one, okay, because we're talking about communication, right? One, if you try to hide or bury, you try to hide that you have feelings for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are soulmates.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna pick up that something's not right. You may not know exactly what it is, but you're gonna go, something's off. Something's not right. There's something. And most married couples are like that. Now it's changing from a situation of dealing with feelings to dealing with lying. Whereas if you have the honest thing to say, I have an emotional attachment here. If you can talk about
There's
it.
some people that become in denial.
Yes.
You went through about that.
I went through horrible.
Everybody around you
knew,
but you didn't.
I wasn't. So Shannon and my relationship with a certain individual grew out of just having fun together and thoroughly enjoying each other. Michael, I have feelings for Amanda, but not those kind of feelings, just good friend feelings. Absolutely. Yep. Then feelings grew for each other, and we discussed the link between each other and my wife. That was Shannon. And part of right there is the key. Both of those, Michael's and Shannon's. One is to understand what your feelings are, which sometimes you need to be open to discuss, because there are times that you and I can have that discussion because I can't put my finger on what I'm feeling, or you can't put your finger on exactly what you're feeling. So when we discuss it together, then we can figure it out, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But if we hide it, then that's a problem. But as Shannon said, the other thing is they figured it out, and then they had discussions. They talked about it with all the parties involved. Mm-hmm. It's important. Lisa, I'm one that can't fuck just anyone. I have to have a connection that's more than just physical. Does that mean I love them? Question mark. As a friend, maybe, but never like I love my spouse. Exactly, and I think that's part that people are afraid of, So when we had the poly experience, the reality of it was that experience failed because we didn't do exactly what we're talking about today. We didn't acknowledge. Everybody tried to, not so much you. I mean, to a degree, because you could have spoken up too, but everybody tried to push what we're all feeling down. We're just going to ignore it like it's not really happening. We never discussed it. We never understood it. And it was like this. We're all afraid we're just not going to touch it so that it doesn't happen, which in turn ends poorly. I mean, it ends the way it's supposed to end, whatever, but it's stupid. And I think that in a lifestyle, the problem that's happening, especially as you see more and more and more people having poly's kind of the in thing to have to a degree, or have boyfriends and girlfriends, and it almost seems like, and I know this is totally unscientific, just from what we hear, your relationship, like with pedals, is almost more the rarity. When we first started, that would have been more the norm, and now it's kind of role reversal a little bit. But if you don't talk about it, it will fuck up it can fuck up. Well, not that it will, but it can fuck up your real relationship out there. I don't know. Do you ever? I don't know what I want to say with this. Do you? When we first got in, we did not believe that you could love more than one person. We didn't believe that.
Right.
Right. What for you? Where did it change? Before you answer that, we're gonna do a mid-roll. So you ponder that for a second, okay? So what's the question?
When did it change?
Yeah, what caused it change? While she's thinking about that, hey, also don't forget, you know what? Don't take your safety for granted when you go out, or the safety of people you love. Get a My Cup condom today. Make sure that you're not a statistic when you know that 1 in 4 people have been drugged without their knowledge at a party. My Cup condom. Check them out today. Go to My Cup condom /discount /Kasbh 10. Get your discount. And if you want to know what's going on in the adult world as well as the lifestyle, make sure that you make it a habit each and every month to read your new edition of asnlifestylemagazine.com. Check them out today. You still have till the end of this month, until the couple days after the show releases, to vote twice a day for the ASN Lifestyle Magazine Awards.
Ends Friday.
Ends Friday. You can vote for us in for Best Retail Business, Full Swap Shop, Best Supporting Lifestyle Business, Full Swap Radio, and Best Expo Trade Show or Convention, Krazy Winter Nights. So check them out today. Okay. I'll make sure I got everything. Make sure I get all my business stuff taken care of. Gotta handle. Okay, so when did it change for you, or did your thinking change? Or when did it, not that it's so much change, but when did you become more open-minded to that concept?
I don't know.
So would you say it's more
probably around the poly thing?
But would you say it was more of just a natural,
Natural progression, yeah.
Okay. Lisa, okay, I'll throw myself under the bus here. Yes, I've caught feelings for a friend's benefit before, but I was always in discussion with Bob about it. That's when we realized I could love more than him, but just in a different way. Again, and there's the key, talking about it. I really not so that it would have worked or continued going, but I wish we would have been more mature or ready to handle the poly thing, that we could have had those discussions, just because I think that it in turn, it put like a cloud over the relationship. It put not a cloud. It put a stress level.
I was going to say, you could feel it.
It put a tension that didn't need to be there.
Right.
And I wish for that part of it, it could be gone. And that's the part that why I like doing a show like this, because honestly, if someone listens to this and look, the hardest discussion you're ever going to have is saying, hey, I want to fuck somebody different. Okay. You've gotten past that. That's it. You've got past the hard stuff. Really sitting down and talking with somebody that you care about and saying, hey, I've got we got to talk about this. I'm confused, whatever, or I don't know, or I want you to know. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's part of it, is willing to admit. It's like we're supposed to already have figured it out. Like being confused about love, that's a high school thing, puppy love thing. No, that's an entire life thing, especially when you do what we do.
Yeah, but you talk to somebody else and you can sort out your feelings.
Right. Somebody, and honestly, your significant other is going to appreciate the fact. If you want to talk about reconnecting to your relationship and recommitting to your relationship, that's the ultimate recommitting, because you're trusting the person that you love the most to be able to help you sort through that. Cody, I love both Amanda and Angel, and it's a lot, but it's a different kind of love. Even if I'm in love with both of them, it's still different, and they both understand. Exactly. And there's the other key point. They both understand. Everybody involved is on the same page. The sad part with this stuff, 90% of my lifestyle, we make it more difficult because we overthink it versus talking about it.
Very much, 100%.
And I'm 100% guilty of that. Like, I'm still learning. Okay, well, so I always laugh. We always crack jokes about how I was exposed to all this shit on this show. And honestly, this show is like, to me, it's more like us having a conversation. So there's been things I brought up on the show that you didn't know I was going to bring up, right? But because I'm learning how to open up and talk about those things, and it's almost funny, you look back at all the things that maybe opportunities we missed or whatever, because just getting out of your own way and quit being. I've never been afraid to tell you anything or ask or do anything with you our entire for 31 years. And I'm hoping the same vice versa. So to talk about feelings shouldn't be any different.
Right.
Okay, whatever. Leanne and I celebrate 17 years of marriage this Saturday. Congratulations, July 1st. Our communication is truly at an amazing level, and we realize we can actually love more than just each other. Absolutely. Shane, how do either or both of you define the line where playmate intimacy ends and romantic intimacy begins? And when did the two of you first start talking about this part of your relationship when it comes to non-monogamy? That's an awesome question. Do you want to go first?
No, you go first. Make sure I understood it correctly.
Okay, so
comprehended it.
Defining the line, it was actually easier to define the line between playmate and romantic when it first got started.
Okay.
Because for me, set, it was like straight set limits. It was very physical things. Like the first time I thought, when we used to get in fucking, I still can tell you we talk sometimes, And so I thought he did that, I was like, you can't do that. Or the time when I called the girl baby and you're like, you can't do that. It was very easy to go, but it was almost, I won't say immature, but kind of. As we've gone through now, especially where we play alone a lot, that line is a very gray line. It's a very gray area, and a lot of times it's a gut feel. A lot of times I don't know if it went over the line. I don't know. And when I say that, I don't know if I'm okay with that I went too far or if you went too far. But the difference is now I have no problem going, I don't know how I feel about this. So it's not so much set in stone like it used to be, because our relationship is different. Now, it's stronger than it's ever been, but it's still different. And when I think we really started talking about it more in depth when we started to play alone. When we played as a couple, it was kind of easy because we were both there. We were both seeing the exact same thing. So, you could see if something caused me to cringe, or I could see if something caused you to cringe, or when this happened, we were both there. When we play alone, and sometimes I hate it. To this day, there's times I hate it when we play alone because I'm not there to see it, or you're not there to see it. And so it becomes it's a judgment call. Like, if there wasn't trust, it wouldn't work, because the reality is I could be fucking somebody doing whatever, and I could be breaking every fucking rule that we've ever had. And ultimately, you have no way to know.
You never do it.
I wouldn't.
I know.
But there's times that, and there's times that it's more self-policing, and it's more emotional. That's why I say you have to be very emotionally ready to play along. Sorry, that was a long answer, man. It's better on podcast if you say words. That's just, I'm throwing that out there, whatever.
When I first noted, well, okay, so bringing up playing separate.
Mm-hmm.
I know by your vibe and how you act if you have a deeper connection with certain people. There are certain people you've hooked up with one-on-one and it's just it is just sex.
Primal sex.
Not even just that. There's other people.
Right.
I know it's just sex.
Yeah. I don't have to tell you shit.
When you had the poly one, you could see it.
Yeah. And I tried to, in my mind, I was like, it didn't show.
And you were like, no, it's no.
Uh-huh.
Where the line is seriously, it's feelings. It really is. And you can pick that up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I haven't had a deeper connection with somebody to know where it turns into more of a romantic.
That's what's so scary for me about an overnight.
What?
Okay, so the preface that everybody has to understand with this, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be logical to be valid. Right? And you know that. I'm just saying for people listening. There is the potential or the possibility in my mind that you're taking it somewhere. It's new, it's different, and like we always say, you can't unsuck that dick, and this is the same thing. Once that Pandora's box is open, you can't take it back. And what's funny is the first time we played alone, you were totally on board. You were totally okay. You had no desire to play with the girl. You knew that her and I had an incredible sexual tension. I mean, insane sexual tension. And the sex that night proved how much of a sexual tension we had. And you were just fine with it, had no desire. I walked out of there, and we had agreed. I was calling her on the way home, right? And I felt guilty as fuck. Even and you had done, the key here, everybody listen, she'd done nothing but been supportive all the way through. And there was every part of it. But it was a mind fuck. So when it comes to spending the night, doing it overnight, I've had the opportunity that I could have done last weekend. And I said no. And I flat out told the person, one, I'm not doing one until you do one first. Okay? Because let's just call it what it is. That's immature as fuck. Okay? But I've always been that way. I said before we were swingers, I wanted to have a threesome. I always wanted to have two girls, but I thought it was bullshit. All these guys are like, well, I want two girls, but I'm not going to be with another guy. I'm like, that's not fair. And our first threesome, I always said, was going to be me and another guy fucking you. And that's exactly the way it was first. And that's, to me, that should be. And the same with this. It's like, that degree of like, there's part of the immature part going, if you do it first, then I know you can't be mad at me. But by the same token, I'm honestly going to sit here and I'm going to admit to you right now that the first time you do an overnight, as much as I will be 100% okay with it, because I am, I will not sleep that whole fucking night worth of shit. I will be fucking, I will be working on shit just to keep myself busy and occupied, and that night will be the longest, slowest night of my life. And again, let me reiterate, I will be 100%, I'm 100% okay with it. I know you're not going to leave me. I know that's not going to call and go, guess what? I'm not coming back. You keep the dogs and the kid. You're not going to do that. But it's you're doing things more than just sex, even though most likely you and I both know when we do our first overnight for somebody else,
it's gonna be a fucking slumber party.
What it's gonna be is talking.
Fights.
Yeah, no. What it's gonna be is watching a movie, fucking, sitting around talking, start fucking again. What it's gonna be is a whole lot of sex is what it's gonna be.
Duh.
But in the mind's eye,
You're
you're cuddling and telling them what you love and care. And the thing is that that's when Shane, when you ask about that line, that's that whole thing. It's no longer hard set because, honest to God, I'm 100% okay with it. It wouldn't happen if we weren't okay with it. We're to the point we're okay with it, but you still got to go through it.
Mhm.
And then there may be things that we find and go, here's the deal, an overnight's okay. No, you don't need. It's like the kids' slumber party. They stay till 3 o'clock the next day. No, you can come on home and get to.
I expect breakfast in bed first. Damn it.
I expect donuts right here, but I'm just saying. I mean, the thing is it. I mean, there will be new rules that we will find that we're okay with. Brian put the non-believers and people outside of the lifestyle and society also make it hard. People will always say you're doing wrong or living a bad life. But you have to be you and live your life how you choose and follow your heart. Have fun and laugh and love because life is too short. Respect and appreciate the lifestyle of everyone around you. Absolutely, very much so. Cole is the same way. The first time my wife had an overnight. I don't think there's a way to avoid it.
No, you have to face it first.
Will be the question. Because I can just shut it off and not give a fuck. Not to mention I'm trying not to say fuck so much, but not caring. By the same token, you also go to bed way early and can sleep through anything. So the thing is, will it? And obviously, you don't know for sure. We don't know. You don't know how you're going to deal with it until it happens. Do you think it will bother you at all?
What, when you do one?
Yeah. I know you won't care when you're doing one. I'll feel bad when I'm doing it, but you won't care. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. I'll be just fine.
So I'm telling you, swear to God, you're a guy. I swear you're like a guy our age.
I will turn on a movie and pass out like I do every fucking night. Yeah, I might wake up and go, oh yeah, he's not here. And then roll back over and go back to sleep.
Well,
I'll have a dog
I married
next
her
to
because
me.
she's so heartfelt and loving and caring. It's what I found most attractive about her. That's how deeply she loves. Actually, I have to give you shit on this because it's really funny to say this. One time I said you were hounding me about snoring, and I said, someday I'm going to be dead, and you're going to miss that sound of me beside you. And she turned and looked at me with ice in her veins and go, no, I'll just sleep really good. It's like, love you too, Paul. Love you too. Okay, Lisa, it took a whole lot of trust on Bob's part to let me go to KSM with a guy friend since Bob couldn't go. There was a lot of communication, and in the end, it was a learning experience for us both. Absolutely. Part of what makes a lifestyle fun is learning this stuff. Shane, thank you for taking time to answer the question. I hope we actually answered it, Shane. I don't know if we did a good job of answering or not. But that's probably the sex is the easiest part of the lifestyle. That's why I think it's a funny episode is just about sex. That's the easy part.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the coolest parts of the lifestyle, when you first get into the lifestyle, one of the coolest part of the lifestyle is the sex. Because you're doing stuff like that you, especially if you're married, you didn't think you were going to be doing, or you could be doing, or people you could be doing, and you're going to be doing things with people you didn't think you could do, and then you're doing things with groups of people you didn't think you could do, and the sex is like initially that's like Shazam. That's as you go through. To me, the growth process has become one of the coolest parts of the lifestyle now as we go through, because even 13 years in, when we do new things, we challenge ourselves. Mm-hmm. We challenge our relationship. We challenge each other. We build on the trust that we have, because if you're not trust enough, okay, I'm going to make a horrible reference here. This is the whole submarine thing. All it takes is one little crack and it implodes. And that's what happens in a relationship. That's the truth. Either it's solid on trust or it's not. And if you don't know, then you are not ready to go down that path. Because if you do, bad things can happen. That's just the way that is. Dan, when I let Rachel do an overnight, I trust her that she would make the right choices. If anything bad happens, to let me know about them. And there's the other part of the challenge of the lifestyle you start to play alone and of the game, which is you. I'm not there to protect you, and not necessarily you need it. And quite honestly, vice versa. Because let's not kid ourselves. There are women out there that are predatory as hell.
Yeah.
And it may not be physically. Look, you may have a hard time physically overpowering me as a woman. I'm not making any snide comment. I'm just saying I'm 6 foot, 289 pound man. You may have a hard time overpowering me. Doesn't mean you can't be predatory mentally and wreak havoc a little bit. I just say.
I'm gonna try.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Look, here's the cool thing about this whole lifestyle and this growth and feelings and all the rest. It's just like KSN in August for my birthday. Look, there's a potential to have some I've never done. The most at a party one time, I think, in one evening that I hooked up with is like 3 girls in one night. A party. You did more than that. dirty girl. There's a potential for me to disappoint 7 or 8 girls.
Oh, quit saying it like
It's
that.
funny and you know it. No, there's a potential. Well, what's interesting about that is that actually pushes me out of my comfort. I want to. Okay, let's start there. I absolutely am all in, but it also absolutely pushes me out of my comfort zone a little bit. Do you know why? You've got this look. You've got the puppy look. You're like, what? Because there's a degree. If let's just say hypothetically that it works out, that I would be able to, the times and everything else work out that way. In the past, like part of it is that, then you're talking afterwards, and and just you're all caged in the same campground for a full weekend. So it's just, there's like this leisure like talking and the personality part that is important to me and what I do. Well, if you do the math and you do the numbers, it's gonna be like, gotta go. I mean, and from
That's because you talk a lot.
Not when I have sex, I don't.
Well, after, before
No.
and after. So
Before
afterwards,
nothing.
it's like put clothes on, say, "Hey, we gotta go. I gotta go entertain."
Before nothing. No, we don't. No.
Someone else is up next. Get the fuck out.
Leave your number on the table. Next up, no. I think I need to figure out how to get all the other numbers back. No, just like that. But
there you go.
But no, ahead of time, no, we don't. I don't talk.
Wow.
We said that. I've been on talk. We don't. It's like we all know why we're
why
here.
Why do you think you can't do it?
Well, I'm not really good at like. Look at the time. Gotta go. But I mean, that's just not me. And not that I would anyways. And it's not like I'm
Take
like
an orgasm. Say, "Ooh, shot blanks. Okay, time for this."
Oh, now they're gonna listen and be like, and now Cole's gonna have sex with no people. Okay, no, it's just I've never been one. I've always been justified not worrying about it because it's my event. So whatever, but it's set up more, and we're at a point with this one that runs smooth, and that opportunities present itself, and it's my birthday, so got to do it before you get too old, before things fall off. So, but it's still about growth and learning. It's still about everything about this is still about growing and growth and personal achievements and advancement. Not achievements, but I mean,
you get an award for that?
No, it's not about achievement. That sounds horrible. I'm just saying. Now they're gonna listen to it. What? No, I'm not actually gonna. I'm not.
No,
that's not the plan of like to just go on a sex spree. I'm just saying that because of how I am, you can stay awake there for this part.
Yeah.
Because of how I am, it forces me to do something different, and which is good. That's what it's all about. And it could be that I'll just run around and nothing will happen. Who needs Clone Willie? If Cole's going off of it. Just saying.
As Cole laughed at that, who needs to clone a Willie if Colt is gonna fall off anyway?
No. We're gonna look. Here's the thing. We're gonna take an offer up for soon. We'll see. That was one thing we were joking about. We'd have Kasbh penises for sale. If I was bigger, it'd be one that'd be awesome. But I'm just saying, nobody wants a little paperweight. All right.
Whatever.
Wow, what a great show. Gotta go, folks. Just saying. And I'm not just on a mission to just screw it, KSN.
If it happens, it happens.
If we want to coordinate and do a reverse gangbang, I'm sure we can make something work out.
I'm going to strap your butt in the swing.
No, you're not. Because I'm gonna have a corner. No, because here's the thing. Unless you bring dicks to plug up my nose, I will be able to figure out every girl.
Thanks for the idea.
Won't happen. A, you're not strapping me down anyway. Look, the last time they shackled me up something, that is yes, it will be a kill to my very much so. But no, we're not. No. But you know, power of sniff. I will.
That's how bad that sounds, right?
No, they're perfumes and stuff.
Okay. He knows you buy your hair products. He knows you buy perfume.
Your perfume and cologne and yep.
Laundry detergent. He's kind of scary when it comes to that.
I don't forget.
No,
and when you and some of the girls that are there know that they have ones that I really like, and I can usually pick them up like from a distance. There's a couple. One that was listening earlier that I can tell her when I can pick up hers when she's just comes in the same room. I can have blindfold on, but she's in the room. Same with you. Same with a couple other people. One of them that had me tied up last year. That was helping when I was tied up. I can pick hers out when she walks in the room. Well, good. Yep. Just saying. It's a gift. What's your superpower? Here's what's so funny. It's adult shit. It's porn stuff. It's all that, right? I would be happy to give up if we could take the power of the nose and my dick, but instead, I don't know if it'll work, but I can sniff you out. Great. I'm like Park Bloodhound. Great. What's your job? I can find you. Going around sniffing. That's weird. It's nose porn. I've got nose porn. That's awesome.
Could be.
Now people are like, we're not going. So I like to see that. We got people going, count me in for a gangbang. So, all right. Well, if we want to schedule a reverse gangbang, we can certainly figure that out. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Interesting. Just saying. Actually, I was wrong. It's 9. So there we go. Okay. So we need to go now. Shout out again to our sponsors. I'm going to run through the whole list of them really, really quick. MotorMoney.com, ASMSOMagazine.com, SmokingMeatGreenTeachers.com, NoMoreLifestyles.com, and MyCupCondom.com. Check them out. All great companies. We don't work with top quality companies. So please support our companies. We really have a lot of us that folks support them as they support us. Also, don't forget, if you're not already a member, please sign up for Miss Amanda's only fans. That would be Miss Amanda Kasbh. There is new content, some from the last ASN, and there's new content here coming very soon from the original in July. Check that out yet. Also, check out Full Swap Radio this weekend. We're doing some live during the week, some practice and stuff, so you can get our show and so, again, thank you so very much for doing these. We really appreciate it. Also on Twitter, @Krazy. You can send us emails at crazy.kasbh@gmail.com. You can still get tickets for KSN on August 4th and 6th. My birthday is that fucking time of year. You go to crazycasbh.com. So we can't wait to see you all. So,